From Neural Newscast, this is Model Behavior, AI-focused news and analysis on the models shaping our world.
I'm Nina Park. Welcome to Model Behavior, a Neural Newscast production, where we examine how artificial intelligence systems are built, deployed, and operated within real professional environments. Today is June 3rd, 2026, and we are looking at a major release from Anthropic that arrived late last month. On May 28th, the company announced Claude Opus 4.8, a model specifically designed to compress weeks of senior-level analytical work into just a few hours of automated processing.
I'm Thatcher Collins. Nina, this is certainly a pivotal release for Anthropic. As reported by Youthquake on Medium, the company is effectively betting its $965 billion valuation on the success of this architecture. It is important to note that this isn't just an incremental update to the model weights or a minor refinement of the training data. This represents a fundamental shift in how the model handles complex, multi-stage reasoning. It moves away from the traditional linear chatbot interface toward a robust structure they are calling dynamic workflows.
That term, dynamic workflows, seems to be the core technical differentiator here. Instead of processing an agent prompt in a single linear pass, Opus 4.8 now acts as a high-level orchestrator. When it receives a complex request, it creates a comprehensive work plan and then launches dozens of virtual subagents in parallel. Each of these subagents works on a specific, isolated piece of a problem before reporting back to the coordinator model. Thatcher, how does that central coordinator ensure the final output doesn't become a fragmented or contradictory mess?
That is the critical part of the system design. The coordinator doesn't just collect results like a simple aggregator. It actively verifies, integrates, and corrects errors from those subagents before delivering the final result. In professional environments, this means the model can maintain strict context across various parallel workstreams without losing track of the primary objective. It directly addresses the common issue where earlier models would get lost in the details during long-running tasks or when performing large-scale document analysis.
The ability to handle large documents is also physically expanded here with their new memory capacity. Opus 4.8 features a massive context window of 1 million words. To put that in perspective for our listeners, that is roughly equivalent to 10 full-length novels or 4,000 pages of dense technical documentation. You can feed it an entire legal repository or a massive interconnected codebase in a single session without having to manually chunk the data or risk losing the critical connections between different sections.
I think we should highlight some of the friction there, Nina. While a 1 million word window is undeniably impressive, processing that much data requires a significant amount of compute. To manage that resource demand, Anthropic has introduced 5 adjustable effort levels. Users can choose between a low setting for quick repetitive tasks and the high-end ultra code level. The latter is where the model goes into maximum depth and begins orchestrating those parallel subagents automatically to solve the most difficult problems.
Exactly. And that flexibility is clearly aimed at the enterprise market. The model is already available on Claude's Pro, Max, and Team tiers, but also through third-party platforms like Amazon Bedrock, Google Vertex AI, and Microsoft Foundry. It's a deliberate multi-cloud strategy. However, Anthropic is still recommending that for high-volume, lower-complexity tasks, users should stick with Claude's Sonnet to maintain cost efficiency. Opus 4.8 is positioned specifically for high-risk or high-complexity problems that require that extra layer of reasoning.
Which brings us to the actual impact on the workforce. The documentation suggests that Opus 4.8 isn't intended to replace senior engineers or legal partners. Instead, it is designed to automate the 90% of tasks that involve tedious reading, data extraction, and classification. The idea is to clear the plate so the human professional can focus on the 10% that requires high-level negotiation, ethical judgment, or final design decisions that a model simply cannot make.
It represents a significant change in how we plan work. We are seeing a move from manual data processing toward what Anthropic describes as a total workflow redesign. If a model can handle the volume of data in hours that used to take human teams weeks, the bottleneck shifts away from data entry and analysis toward executive decision making. Thatcher, do you see any immediate hurdles for companies that are trying to adopt this new way of working?
The primary hurdle will likely be administrative and strategic. While API users have these features active by default, many enterprise customers will have to manually enable dynamic workflows through their admin settings. There is also the matter of cost-benefit analysis. Organizations will need to decide which processes truly require the extreme depth of Opus 4.8 versus the speed and price of more lightweight models. It is about matching the model's reasoning level to the specific risk of the task.
Thank you for listening to Model Behavior, a Neural Newscast editorial segment. You can find more information and updates at m.neuralnewscast.com. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Model Behavior on Neural Newscast, examining the systems behind the story